I began to see there was some kind of resurgence or turn. Listen, this is a word God gave me. I saw a turn. Listen, I'm prophesying, something I prophesied before about, but I began to see a turn in a storm, okay? And by storm, I mean a physical storm, hurricane, severe weather, and I believe that this is part of what's going to still come. There's some of this severe storm stuff that's going on. I believe in the middle of a severe type of weather pattern, there was a turn, okay? Something is coming with this. Now, I don't know what this is all about, but this has been in my spirit quite a bit. And it's almost like a sign that the Lord is with us in the middle of circumstances. Now, when I say this, you know, the picture that I get in my heart and what I've seen before the Lord is this. Here's the circumstance I've seen. The circumstance I've seen is when Jesus was in the boat and then there was a storm that began to happen, okay? I think that there's going to be some kind of a turn in the middle of this storm, and it's going to be literal and symbolic, okay? Literal and symbolic. And what I mean by this is, you remember when the storm broke out and the disciples were in the boat with Jesus? They're going across the water. Jesus was asleep in the boat, and he stood up and they said, Lord, don't you care? We're perishing. Well, look what's happening. We're about to perish. It's difficult, God, what's taking place, or Jesus. And he stood up and he said, peace be still. In Jesus' name, peace be still to the storm, right? And I believe this is symbolic and literal, that there's a turn in a storm. I believe there's a physical storm coming, something either hitting our nation or the world. I don't know if it's tsunamis, hurricanes, winter storms. I don't know what it's going to be, but I have this sense that in the middle of a great weather pattern, there's going to come a turnaround, and it's going to bring a change, almost like not a surprise, but it's like it'll start to tip in the direction that we're praying about. Now listen, I believe this is coming. This is something that's very serious, and I believe that we're going to begin to see righteousness be unveiled in this, and truth will begin to turn. But listen, the turn is coming in the storm, like when Jesus stood up. Now remember that storm that they faced. These are seasoned fishermen that were in the water when the storm broke out. The storm, I believe, in the Bible, in that particular narrative, was demonic. It was an evil storm, a spiritual storm that stirred up the water and things began to happen. I believe we're going to begin to see something like this try to strike the world, the nation, wherever it is. And I'm telling you, God is going to begin to bring victory to you. Now, this is the sense I have in my spirit. I don't hear a lot of other people talking about it. Everybody's so focused on exactly what's going to happen next in the election, which we are too. And we're looking at that. And I believe that victory is here. We need to stand on that. The only thing I've seen supernaturally is 2 times I had a dream where the current president, lost by technologies. And I've shared that for a year. And a lot of people said, Joseph, don't share that. As far as him getting back in, I believe it's God's will he gets in, and we need to line up with that. But I believe there is a turn of some capacity coming in the middle of a storm, a physical storm. Now, I don't know the magnitude of it. I don't know what's happening there, but this is something I believe we've got to pray about, and this is a prophetic word. So this is a prophecy. I'm putting this down right now. I'm going on record to say this. And this is something I feel in my spirit, man. And every time I bring it out, it feels strong inside me that this is happening. Now, there's a lot of things we've got to continue to look at with this. There's a lot of circumstances that are happening. I think that there's a big tech censorship that's coming across conservative platforms again like never before. We got to continue to share and lean in on this, because I believe God's waking you guys up. Now, one more time as we're looking at this, the remnant of God can both counter this circumstance, continue the gospel coming from the USA and other precious nations and all the things that are happening. I believe the red church, the remnant rising, is the one coming against this Antichrist spirit and ultimately holding back this Babylonian idea. And this is really a Babylon system. Okay? This is really a new Babylon, something that they want to begin to see happen. It's a spirit that wants to begin to dominate in every sector of society. And this is what we're fighting, folks. Communism is where you start to get into this idea of Babylon and the one world government, the Tower of Babel, all this. Now, when you hear this, a lot of people say, oh my goodness, that's terrifying. You know, just talk about the gospel. Don't say he's going to lose. Don't say it. And I'm not saying those things. Here's what I'm saying. We need to stand up. Arise, shine, for your light has come. We are in the greatest opportunity in the history of the planet to win people to Jesus, to step up and step forward. I believe there is a great awakening coming, but I think it may come not only through entrepreneurs and things, it'll be unconventional, but I think if the preaching of the gospel is not enough for people, I think the signs and wonders of the times that will begin to happen. That's something that's coming that will induce something. And in the future, I'm going to really get into that.